there are a few things that make this song a lot easier than you might think. The first thing about Nuvole Bianche that makes it a lot easier than it sounds is the fact that the left hand movements are all pretty much the same throughout the entire song. So for most of the song, you're pretty much doing the exact same thing over and over and over in your left hand. Not super technical. Almost anyone could learn it, even if you're in your first couple months of piano, as long as you can rotate your wrist. It's pretty simple. I'm not playing it perfect in this video either, but you can make it work. So the left hand movements is the biggest thing. The second thing is that the song itself pretty much repeats itself twice. So the first half of the song is almost identical to the second half. So not only are you repeating the movements a lot in the left hand, but the song is pretty much the same thing played twice with a few different changes. So you pretty much only have to learn about half of the song. So it sounds pretty long, but actually it's about half of that you have to learn. And other than that, the right hand movements are also pretty repetitive. So the song itself is just generally really repetitive, which is what makes it a lot easier than it sounds, and a lot easier than some of Ludovico's other songs that he's written. So this is a great one to learn if you're just trying to figure out something that's not super hard, that you want to impress people with. Clair de Lune might be one of the most popular piano songs of all time, and it's definitely not easy to play, but it is easier than you might think. One of the things that makes it easy is that the right hand is pretty easy and it's pretty simple. So you're doing a lot of the heavy lifting with your left hand. There's not a ton of coordination that needs to happen. And then the first third and last third of the song are pretty tame in comparison to the rest of the song. So you're really only working on the middle third of the song for most of the time when you're learning it. So those two things make Clair de Lune easier than a lot of other really popular classical songs. This Prelude by Chopin is one of his most famous songs, and it doesn't sound really hard necessarily, but Chopin has a reputation for writing really difficult songs, so don't get scared about the name on it when you approach it, because it's actually pretty easy. As you can kind of see in the video of me playing there, it's not super complex. As long as you know your sharps and flats, it is pretty simple and it sounds great. This one is called Stupid Deep by Jon Bellion, and it's not actually a piano song, it's a pop song written by Jon Bellion, and this is a cover that I wrote for it a while ago on the channel. You can check out the link in the description if you want to see the full version. But what makes it such a nice song is that it sounds pretty impressive, but you're pretty much just playing a few basic chords in your left hand. It's just D, G, and also B. And then in your right hand, you're doing a simple melody. So it sounds good, sounds really pretty, but the song itself is actually pretty simple. So it's a good one to learn if you want to impress people, or if you like Jon Bellion, or both. All right, so this is the Piano Guys version, the Piano Guys cover of Perfect by Ed Sheeran. And I think it's a really good one. Haven't written my own because theirs does such a good job. And it's pretty much just as long as you can reach an octave in your left hand and you can just do simple chords and one-note melodies in your right hand, it sounds really impressive, but it's actually probably a lot easier than you think. If you pick up the sheet music, you can probably learn it pretty quickly. So yeah, this is a great one. I'd recommend it. If you're not super into classical music and you just want to learn some of your favorite pop songs, Perfect by Ed Sheeran, the Piano Guys cover, is a great one to go to.